Ask the question, then you said it. Always saying things you're regretting.
Hey, what's up everybody? I know it's been a minute since I last did a makeup tutorial. I'm kind of like losing a little bit of motivation, but today I just decided to go on ahead and create this look. Whichever way it comes out, I'm just gonna try and wing it out and see how it turns out. So that's what I decided to do. So I actually don't even know what to call this look yet, but I guess I'll figure it out in time. So now I'm just going in with the Kryolan concealer just to prime my eyelid area where we're gonna be applying our first eyeshadow color. And of course I'm jumping into the Urban Decay full spectrum eyeshadow palette, and I'm going in with that purple shadow called Sketch, and I'm just gonna try and focus it mostly on that upper eyelid area, more closely towards the eyebrow area. So that's where I'm gonna pack in that color really well, because I won't be having any time to go back and kind of like intensify it. So the next, just to add a little bit of drama, I'm going in with a black eyeshadow shade, and this one is called Platonic. So I'm mainly just gonna blend it right underneath that first eyeshadow shade. And yeah, so once I'm done with that, next I'm just gonna go in again with the concealer just to cut the shapes the way I want them to be. And yeah, which you'll see in just a minute. Yeah, so this is the part where I was going in with that concealer again and trying to kind of like create the shape that I want, because yo guys, it's so hard to try and create similar shapes towards the other eye. It's a little bit tricky because you want things to look sort of like the same, and it's tricky. So I was just trying my very best to make it look the same as the other eye. So that's what I'm doing on here.
Treat each other right. Close to me. Close to me.
So again, here I'm going in with that purple eyeshadow that's called Sketch that we use as our first eyeshadow shade, and I'm just gonna pack it however way that it turns out. Basically I'm gonna stop it like halfway of my eyelid area, and of course create some sort of another eyeshadow shade. So basically this is just repetition of colors and shapes, and I ended up using I think about three or four different shadow colors. And that was my purple, my black, and here as you can see I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild black eyeshadow shade, and I'm just gonna apply it on top of that purple right there. And then after that I think I went in again with a little bit of, yeah, it's just repetition of colors. The only color that I ended up using differently was the yellow shade, and the yellow shade is actually called Calavera, which you see it's sort of like yellowish orangish, but yeah, it appears yellow on here. And then after that I believe I went in with the liquid liner, sort of like a neon yellow shade, which you see in just a minute. And then of course I'm just speaking ahead of time because there isn't much to say about this eyeshadow shade basically, or about this look. So Next, after that, I just went in with that liner, and basically I decided to highlight the places or the areas I wanted to stand out. And then after that, I just went in with the black jet liner just to kind of like, make things a little bit more dramatic, making sure that I also wing it all the way out, because I think I kind of like this look a little bit. And yeah, then I'm gonna go in with a black gel liner or liquid liner and wing it out, basically, as you see in a second.
And treat each other right. Close to me. Close to me. Ask the question, then you said it. Always saying things you're regretting. Can't erase the steps we've taken. Can't go back to the time and place we met. I was so upset, but you made it all better. Now it's messing with my head, yeah. We don't say goodbye the best. I still feel your ghost inside my chest. No, we didn't learn our lesson. But if you want, can we try again?
So basically a touch of mascara, and then I just decided to go on ahead and apply some of that purple just across that underneath that wing liner, basically. So yeah, I'm just figuring out this look, you guys. Like, it doesn't matter how it turns out as long as you like it at the end of the day. So once I was done applying that purple shade, I just went ahead and removed that excess with a fluffy blending brush, yeah, basically. And yeah, then I just decided to go ahead and install my falsies. And of course, I just love using my fingertips because I kind of find that it adheres a bit more better rather than me using tools. And of course, next I'm going in with the Stage Line Silk Veil pore minimizing refinisher, skin refinisher, and this one's gonna be like it is actually our primer. And then after that, I'm going in with one of my foundations that I've learned to love now, and this one is a Huda Beauty foundation in the shade called Cinamon. And of course, I just love how it sits on your skin. It sits so well, and whenever I try to wash off my face, I can barely see, like you're wearing something but you can barely see like it's washing off. I don't know, like if it was like a wedding time, I would recommend this on a wedding season, like summer-ish, because this thing don't come off. It's just there, don't come off. I don't know if some people would view that as a good thing, but to me it works out pretty well, especially if you have a long day and you don't have time to keep on touching up your makeup. And then next, of course, I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer, and this one is in the shade called Fawn, and I'm applying it just underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and of course on my cupid's bow, because these are the areas that I want to stand a little bit more. And mainly the reason why I actually apply this concealer underneath my eyes, because it helps clean up, it helps make things a little bit more neater and even, especially after blending it out. The next, of course, I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Powder, and this one is in a shade called Banana Yellow, and I'm basically using it to set those areas that I used the concealer, and then just to help chisel out my face a little bit more, especially underneath my cheekbone area, just there, my jaw area. It just gives that a little bit of contour without the added drama. And then of course, next I'm going in with a Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow highlighter palette, and I'm using that blush. Of course, it's on the center. Guys, I can't tell you how much I love this blush. It is superb. It's amazing. It's not too pink. It is just the right amount for my complexion. Basically, I just love it. It's not overly dramatically pink. And then once I was done with that, I'm going in with that highlighter on the same palette, and of course it's towards the left side, and I'm just gonna apply this on the inner corner of my eyes, and let's not forget the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and quite a bit of it on the apples of my cheek, just on top of that blush. And I just love applying this stuff, especially on my cupid's bow, I don't know, guys, I kind of lost my words. And I just applying it on there, especially for my fuller lips. It kind of just helps even it out a little bit more, give it a little bit of, you know, vava boom. Yes, I just love how it looks. And then just look at that highlighter on top of that blush, you guys. I love it. I don't know whether maybe it's because of, I find myself that lately I like more silverish than goldish type of things. Yeah, well, maybe it's the season. And yeah, just next I just decided to go in with the black lip liner, and this one is actually going to create that ombre look that I like. And then next I'm going in with this Essence liquid lipstick, and this one is actually called Bite Me. I love combining black and red together because, especially with my full lips, it makes things look a little bit more better rather than me just going in with like a bright red lipstick. It wouldn't work out for my lips. Need a little bit of contouring, especially on the sides. And that's about it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. And of course, stay tuned for the pic. I just love how it all turned out. And until next time, you guys, bye bye.
And treat each other right.